and welcome, lovely folk. We are getting into the yearly reading for the sign of Cancer. We will be getting your tea leaf cards. We will get a pocket animal spirit card for tarot. We have 𝕃'𝕌ℕ𝔼. We'll grab a Queen of the Moon oracle and a Moonology card as well. I will possibly be clarifying with the Enchanted World if we need some more clarity. And we're going to be doing charms and runes, but we will be doing this a little bit differently. I do have something for the year to, see where things fall for that, for the year of 2025. So let's go ahead and begin here. Okay, that is quite a lot, but I am really seeing this as well. Okay, that's quite a lot here. I feel like I always end up saying that, but this seems a little even extra. Okay. Alright, we'll go ahead and read these first. We have marriage. We have February, January, and August. Okay. And if you were there for the monthly readings, I was actually getting, for every sign practically, they either got love or marriage, and I had a feeling with that was actually like going into this following year, and that there is like, I don't know, something with the heart chakra for people in the year 2025. But yeah, you have marriage here. We have bow. You are highly thought of. Mice. Discord among friends or family. Tent. Temporary situation. So know that is temporary. This too shall pass. Hammock. Taking a vacation, physically or mentally. Kangaroo. Unsettled times. Need to plan ahead. Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So you're very much so being called to remember that things are temporary, things are always changing and adapting, and you might feel so caught in a situation, but know that it will pass. Victory in some endeavor. Go ahead and move these. Okay. Quill, get back to the basics. Rainbow, the most difficult part of a situation is over. Okay, I did get called to this song. I get called to this song quite a bit, but it's coming through, and I do need to honor that. The song, there's a rainbow in the sky all the time. Don't be blind. It's 𝕃'𝕼, I believe. I'll of course put it up there as usual. We have parrot. Someone will gossip about all of your secrets. So, okay, actually I'm getting two things here. Okay, so do be mindful of, keeping some things to yourself. Some things are just for you, some things are meant to be expressed, and kind of having discernment with that. But also, parrot isn't always having to be about that. There can also be, like perhaps you're being mimicked in a way where like, it's actually like, it can be frustrating, but to take it as a compliment. Like, that saying, mimicry is a form of flattery. Like, somebody's inspired by you, and perhaps it can be frustrating, but but there is like a thing there that they're inspired by you, and that's beautiful. That means you're doing something right. But also parrot, like emperors in the past would have a parrot. I mean, part of it was also the kind of like a spy effect, but there's also a sign of like power, leadership. They can connect to the Emperor card. So to know, like, to stand in your power in that way. To know that you are highly thought of. It's connecting to that for sure. You inspire people. Broom, new home, new attitude. So even if you aren't getting a new home, you're bringing a new attitude. It's like you're getting a new home. But some of you could also move home. Dogs, getting together with friends. That might be something that really can help. It can help actually, bring in and give new perspectives and an attitude change. Perhaps some of you are going on vacation with some friends. Okay, we have hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. Now perhaps some of you will reach out to a friend, especially if particularly there is some discord. I see this being worked out, that it's a temporary situation. But that you might reach out to a friend. I actually just got, is it Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Like, different game shows, I think, do that. Using a lifeline. Phoning a friend. So that's funny. Alright, let's go ahead and move this and move this to make some room for these. And we have Ram, a stubborn, aggressive person. So this could be perhaps somebody that is causing discord. And again, this is a temporary situation. I'm getting that quote, hurt people. So to have don't accept the behavior, but just to have understanding of it, so that you don't, take it to heart. To know that they're going through their own stuff, and just understanding the human condition, and facing it with grace and letting bygones be bygones, but still, of course, not accepting that behavior. If you need to walk away from it, walk away from it. You'll figure out how to deal with this in your own right. But yeah, just to understand it so that it doesn't, affect you in any way, or that you don't feel at cause in any way. Alright, so let's go ahead and get your animal spirit. Spirit guides and angels, messages for the cancerians here, year 2025. And I do want to note that these are going to be kind of like, it's like for the whole year of 25, you know, the key animal spirit for the whole year. And we do already have, you know what, those came out also, so we will take them. We do also have here, of course, some animals, so we'll keep that in mind. We have ram, parrot, kangaroo, caterpillar, mice, and dogs. So those, you know, are at play as well. Lots of animal spirits here, really. Okay, so yeah, quite a bit. Okay, so we have elephant. I'm not really sure where I'm gonna put these. It's gonna be a little bit tricky to be able to read them, but I can always move stuff around as I go. Okay, so elephant, raccoon, and peacock. Dragonfly, dolphin, and hawk. I kind of love that peacock and hawk kind of rhyme. Okay, so elephant, we got this for, was it Gemini as well? And I really love that. I love this elephant card with the fire, holding the fire. They had a lot about the throat chakra. And you know what? I'm kind of getting that with you as well. About, because we did get that idea of, you know, having discernment, not being afraid to express yourself, but to still also have some discernment, you know, and know that some stuff's just for you, for your inner reflection and inner understanding. You know, sometimes there's things you might not want to share because it might be something that turns into something, like an idea that could fruit into something for you. So, you know, it could be something like that. If you don't want an idea to be taken, you want it to develop it into something and harness that fire. You know, also be mindful, especially if you are very much so caring of other people, and you kind of meet people sometimes where they're at. So if you're around people that might gossip, you might not like fully partake, but you're still have an involvement in it. And sometimes that can be, you know, not sometimes that can affect us in ways, or if like it can, you know, it can just turn back on us in a way. So be mindful of that. If you are around that, you know, try to disengage, to you know, not get even passively involved. I think you just kind of, you know, want to be there for everyone, but yeah, it can have that effect. Alright, so then we have raccoon. So I'm getting about like the mask with that. And again, about that like expression, that idea of discernment of when to express and what's for you. Because masks aren't always necessarily, like, it's important to be open and be yourself, but you know, we are this way, and we have an inner world for a reason. And a peacock as well, again, is about, you know, shining in who you are. You're spreading out your wings. I'm just getting that song, Fly Like an Eagle. I know this was a peacock year, but I am getting that idea of like spreading out your wings and not being afraid to express yourself. I also just got the idea of pin feathers. So like there's transformation here in some way. You've molted and now you have some pin feathers that you're, you know, learning to open up and express. We have a dragonfly. So that's definitely about connecting into spirituality and again, more about expressing as well. Tapping into like creative outlets as well. You know, balancing fire and water energies also. You know, when to take action, when to rest and connect with your inner world and yourself, and having balance there. Taking time to meditate, for sure, to kind of, again, harness that fire. We have a dolphin. So this is, of course, about like diving into, okay, I'm getting like dreams. I get, that's more, it can be more penguin energy as well. The way that they like nosedive into the water in the subconscious and dreams. But dolphin does have that as well as like a sense of freedom and getting in the flow. Making time for play. Dolphins, of course, do love their playtime. And again, about communication, expression. And hawk is kind of, we had that making plans. Where was that? Unsettled times need to plan ahead. And hawk can very much so, you know, they oversee things and then they swoop down. They're very territorial. They kind of like can own the sky in a way. But they're also very spiritual. It's actually, you might even see a hawk at some point as a signifier. And when you do, look into hawk symbolism. Perhaps that'll be my next I think I have one already set up for the next one, so but that will, I might do hawk soon. But yes, hawks are very messengers, let's put it that way. So keep your eye out for that. Alright, so let's go ahead and start your tarot. Spirit guides and angels. Ooh. Messages. For the cancerians for the year 2025. Messages for cancerians for the year. I am feeling that this way actually. Messages for cancerians for the year 2025. Any other messages for cancerians for the Okay, so we have 10 of Pentacles here. Now, this is about the legacy. It can be about fulfillment. I think you're like looking at what it is, the mark you want to make on this world. I think that you're on the right path, and you've been making steps towards this. Like, you're already leaving a mark, whether you're aware of it or not. So trust that you're on the right path. Because I know it's here, but I do feel like you don't feel that. You might be scared sometimes that you're not on the right path, but you clearly very much so are. We have Judgment, but it is in the reverse here. So there is something that you're not aware of yet. But I do think that this will naturally occur, as it's meant to. It's just not time yet. But perhaps that's why, perhaps there's still a piece missing, is how you feel. But you are making your mark. You are on the right path. You are exactly where you're meant to be. That song exactly is definitely coming through it. It got in my head actually at the start of this reading, but now it's coming through again. So you are exactly where you're meant to be. You're on the right path. You're taking steps towards your legacy. But there just is something that in divine timing is going to happen. It just hasn't been called forth yet, but it is going to happen. But it's just causing you to feel like there's like a missing piece still, which is why you don't feel like you're on the right path. But don't let that affect you. You're on the right path. We have in the challenge position the 7 of Cups. So I am getting that you are going to be presented with some opportunities within the year 2025. But you are going to kind of, it's important to pause when you need to. You're going to have a little bit of a moment, kind of in suspension of not knowing what to do, which path to take. But ultimately, I feel no matter what, you're already on track. You're already on your right path. So not to fret about this too much. Don't let it get in your head. Don't get caught in analysis paralysis. You are being guided through this. So just connect with that and listen, and take time to pause, to breathe, to meditate. You will make the right choice, no matter what you choose. Trust that. Things unfold as they're meant to. That makes me think of the lotus, and I just always think, like, no matter what happens on our journeys, of course we can go off track, but we're ultimately always guided. Like, it doesn't matter what paths we take, what is meant for us won't pass us by. We 100% go through what we're meant to, and let things unfold naturally the way they are meant to. And sometimes there's multiple paths to take, and that's beautiful, that's perfect, and they will ultimately always guide us. Sometimes there are things that are just have a gravity to them that it doesn't matter, we'll always come back and meet that. So just trust Trust the process, trust yourself, and know that you've got this. We have the Ace of Wands. Now it did come in reverse, but I did feel that it was meant to be flipped there, that it was meant to be received this way. So it's like, it's kind of like I'm getting that like you might feel a bit burnt out, but you're having so much creative awakening within you. And I think perhaps this is going to make you feel a little bit burnt out, like having these options and not knowing which path to take. But you're gonna be refueled, and I think that that's something to notice. You know, try it out, you know, feel out the different opportunities, and if something lights you up, perhaps there's something to that. So be aware of that. What makes you feel good? What makes you light up? What makes you inspired? And connect with that. And if multiple things do, you know, keep feeling them out. You know, sometimes there's more than one option. Like sometimes there's more than one path to take. You know, we can sometimes walk like a few paths at once, which is mind-boggling, but you do want to embrace this present moment. That is very important to remember through that. But you know, sometimes we do have like multiple stepping stones going at one time, and it gives us a feel of what we really want to hone into. You know, it's like school, you know, you don't just study one course, you're studying multiple courses all at once. And then you know, eventually can like go into specialties and really develop within that area. We have the King of Swords, but it is in the reverse here, and I do think that that is again about discernment, about balancing and knowing what's just for you and what is meant to be expressed, but not feeling held back. I think that's important to note, that this isn't like, don't repress yourself for who you are. Always express yourself, but know just some things. Like if you're like me, I'm a cancerian, I have moments where I can like flood, and it's like things that are just meant for me to like process and look at in my inner world. But you know, sometimes I can like over communicate. I have periods in both actually, but so this is a message for me as well. But yeah, like just discernment in that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get your Queen of the Moon. Spirit guides and angels messages. Your Cancerian. Okay, and right away we have the path. You are on the right path. Trust that. Things unfold as they are meant to. Believe that. Okay, and we have acceptance. Accepting that you are on the right path, but also acceptance in who you are in every given moment. You know, nobody is perfect, and that's actually kind of a beautiful thing. Life would be kind of, you know, boring if there weren't challenges, if there weren't things to overcome. And I do want to note it's 8 and 4 here, which I do kind of love that is like, you know, double there. So for sure, also accepting that things unfold as they're meant to. You are on the right path. You're being guided through this. The hand is very much so coming through again. Know that you are being guided. You do have the help you need, but also don't be afraid to reach out. Reach out to a friend, especially if there is discord. But also reach out, you know, in all or whatever areas you need to. If you want to reach out to a therapist or, you know, anything like that as well, that could, I think that benefits anyone and everyone. Our mind, the psyche, is such a wondrous thing. We are very complex beings, and it always helps to have other perspectives to really bounce off of and really see a wider picture, a fuller picture. But you could also this could also just be about, like, if you're feeling overwhelmed, to not be afraid to delegate, to ask for help in regards of, like, I don't know, if you have so much going on and things are falling to the wayside, perhaps like your home is like taking a hit because you're so focused in other areas, and so it's like it's getting overwhelming with, like, I don't know, maybe you have a closet that's like become a dump spot and just it's just too much. You know, ask a friend to help you if they can help you clean that out, or a family member, or even hiring, if you can do that, hiring somebody to help you there, or just, you know, it's going to be different for everyone. But yeah, just not being afraid to ask for help. Don't feel like you have to do it all yourself. Alright, let's get your Moonology. Oh, also with these cards, but also these, this is a waxing crescent, and this is also a waxing crescent. So that time period could have some significance. We will also see that in the yearly chart, that there is like the moon phase there. So we'll see about the waxing crescent there. But also these cards can have to do with time as well. Spirit guides and angels. Messages. I just got goosebumps. Messages for the Cancerians for the year 2025. Messages for Cancerians for the year 2025. Okay. So yeah, as I said, these can be about time. They can be about the message itself. So we have you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. So the new moons always happen within the sign that they're in. So this is your season. So that time period could have importance. You and your loved ones are safe. That message could be very important, especially if there is discord among friends or family. Know that it's temporary, it'll pass, you know, or anything else that might be going on. You're safe. This too shall pass. We have expect a powerful change. New moon eclipse. So beautiful. There's going to be a big change for you. Your life is shifting. The wheel, the helm is shifting for you. We have hold your vision, fixed moon. So even with things changing, there's something you're going to carry through. I'm getting like passing of the torch as well energy. And that's kind of funny with legacy, with Ten of Pentacles there. So there's something you're going to carry through this change. And lastly, we have what do you need to release? Waning moon. So we have both waxing and waning moon. So this release could be a big part of this change as well. So within 2025, there's going to be a big change. Perhaps it'll help you release something, or vice versa. Something you release could spark this big change, or they both are just interconnected in some way. Beautiful energy. Definitely, I'm really being called to this. Expect powerful change. I think things are really going to be changing for everyone in 2025, but I think you especially are going to feel that. It feels positive. It feels very positive for you. Alright, so we will leave this here. I will see you in your charms and runes section of this reading. Alright? Okay, so this is going to be the portion for your charms. I do also have a card up for the year for you, but I do want to, I didn't come to this, even though some of the stuff I do feel called to bring it into your attention. So for your meditation, I had gotten time to come out of hermit mode. Whether you feel like it or not, you have truly grown so much self-discipline. And I think that's part of the 10 of Pentacles, actually, was that you've grown in self-discipline. No one is perfect, and that's okay. And I think I did say something along the lines of that. And like, to know it's okay to not, like, you don't have to, like, perhaps you get caught in perfectionist ways, and sometimes that could even cause analysis paralysis, cause you to not do something out of wanting it to be perfect. And so, like, you might not be perfect with your self-discipline, but you've actually grown so much. Like, you're doing wonderful with that. You're doing better than you think. That was the next part of this. That you're highly reflective. I think you're just a highly reflective individual. You have you're so good at seeing different perspectives and connecting with yourself on a deep level. I also saw, and I did say something about the Wheel of Fortune, which is interesting because that wasn't even a card that came up, but I did see a wheel on a 17th century buggy. So perhaps that's something you'll see, but also just it's kind of the wheel, the home. I got quietness. So like embracing quietness when you need to, but also, you know, not being afraid to express either. You might perhaps naturally be quiet or reserved to go into your shell. And so it's time to come out of that, come out of hermit mode, but to still embrace quietness as well, you know, to have balance there. I saw these like lines in kind of a pyramid form, and then I saw bats, and I got the idea with bats of the wisdom. They're kind of very hermit energy, the wisdom that they know the eyes can only see so far, and they've adapted and developed because they live in these cave systems where sight isn't, you know, visual sight isn't necessary, and they're still able to see so deeply with that inner reflection, that inner reserve. And I think that's very much so like you. And caves also have this beautiful depth about them, this beautiful, that can almost seem mysterious. You know, caves can go so deep, they have all this mysteriousness under the water, you know, in their deep channels. And I love caves actually so much. And then, so yeah, depth. Snake, I saw a cobra. I think it's a cobra specifically, you know, the kind with this. I believe that's a cobra, where they have the the like neck flap. So that actually is kind of remind me of, again, expression as well. I got swaying. I don't know what that was about. I know sometimes actually like swaying helps me to kind of see in my inner world. How to explain that? It can actually kind of invoke visions. I got notebook. So yeah, maybe this is about kind of seeing into your inner world. Perhaps writing also will help that. I saw a baseball field. I'm not quite sure what that was about, but I did kind of get that starting. You know, where you go up to pitch, that's starting, and where when you run around, and then you come back to that mat. The starting mat, is that what it's called? You have to forgive me, I sometimes am very keen on sports, but not at this moment. I don't watch sports, but I do get a lot of like visual interpretations and symbolisms with sports and games. That's actually tarot as well itself. You know, it is also a game. You know, cards have developed off of tarot. Lots of games actually. And then I got a baseball cap as well with that, and kind of like up to pitch, and kind of, you know, you'll see that image of like the adjusting the hat before you come up to pitch, or like as you're up to pitch. So perhaps adjusting your hat, that can be like you're up to pitch, things are kind of come in for you, and you know, you're just kind of adjusting your hat, adjusting things for yourself right now. And then sun rays. It's getting like, seeing kind of the swirl of sun rays, almost like, I don't really know how to explain that. Like energy, honing in on energies. So again, maybe perhaps meditation, pranayama, you know, or perhaps you'll just also be receiving a lot of good energy. And lamp as well. I saw a lamp. So that is what I got for you in your meditation. I don't know why I felt called to share it all there. But for your card for the year, we got the 5 of Swords in reverse. So that's about, and it's funny because we did get that discord amongst friends and family. So I see this healing in 2025. I see, even if it doesn't like I think perhaps for a lot of you it will heal, like those discords will heal themselves. But I think also just it's a matter of you healing specifically from these discords, like it no longer having an impact on you and your life. I'm getting specifically about like not making yourself small in the face of it. Perhaps there was jealousy or things of that nature amongst you and a family member or a friend, or, you know, it could even be more than one person, but you're no longer making yourself small to appease that. You're letting yourself shine. And knowing that that's their stuff to deal with, and it has no impact on you whatsoever. it truly has nothing to do with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get your runes first. Oh yeah, I did think I'm going to switch this a little bit. Grab the runes and kind of... Okay, so we have 2 in the yearly section. And we have, I think this is Rodeo. Alright, let me grab the... And you will have to bear with me, I'm still learning the runes here. Let's see. Okay, definitely not radio. It is Soelu. Soelu? The sun, good help. So there's that sun ray. Prosperity and luck. The asking person's natural abilities should come out and be used positively so that they can reach their full potential. Success and creative will. Now and then, soul can ask if we don't have too many irons in the fire and if we shouldn't slow down a bit. Also, a warning against wanting to show off or over-dramatize, but encourages positive creativity. So this fell into Aries. So that can be about, it's going to be the Aries season, which is about, it's, technically 2 months, but April's like the greater portion of the month there. So yeah, around about that time period during Aries season, there's going to be some kind of, you have an extra dose of luck. You're tapping into yourself, and we saw that big change and really connecting with yourself, expressing yourself. Alright, so for the yearly, we have Jebo or Jebo? Gifts, generosity, gifts and the pleasure of giving, friendship, generosity, and simple delights. I'm also kind of wondering if it's falling in reverse can be about receiving. Perhaps I feel like you are very generous. You're Cancerian, they're known to be nurturers, and perhaps this is about receiving. Even the rune of relationships, couples, and therefore a happy choice in connection with future engagement, marriage. Interesting, we did see that that card come out as well. Or business projects. Such relations demand a certain willingness to sacrifice something that should not be underestimated. Egoism can destroy all kinds of mutual experiences, even a warning against laziness and indecision, but all in all a positive rune. So we did see that with the 7 of Cups as well. That can be indecision there. So, you are being guided and to trust that. You are receiving things too. I'm getting like about receiving. And the other thing I wanted to note was how this one said something also about what was it, over dramatizing and wanting to show off. So egoism, and this said something about egoism as well. So like keeping your ego in check, but I think you like aren't that kind of person. Like peacock as well. It's about balancing that, having a healthy ego, letting yourself shine, not making yourself small, expressing yourself and shining in who you are, but also being mindful, because it's a sign of an unhealthy ego to, get egotistical, to get for that to become a dominant thing and not be in balance. So to be mindful of that, and discernment, just discernment. And then lastly here we have, let's see, set that there for now. And apologies if you can't see Jebo, you will see it when I move this here in a moment. So this is Pertho, Hearth, Mysticism. Hidden secret involved with your question. One of the mysterious ruins. Interesting, because the cave, in the depths of the cave. It suggests something mystical, but refers also to home and hearth. A possible gift or heritage, again gift, should be evaluated. Weight on secrecy, connections with the occult, possibly an introduction to psychic activities. So you're perhaps developing your psychicness. And also, we did see that again about balancing between, having time in your inner world, having time, knowing what to keep for you and connecting with your inner self, but also expressing yourself, having a balance there. But it sounds like you are definitely receiving some gifts having to do with the psyche, with psychic abilities within the year 2025, and really developing that. And we did see about honing that inner fire as well. So also a lot of creativity. All right, let's go ahead and get your charms. All right. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so this spell could be, just outside of this year. It could be, the end of this year, or it could be just outside of 2025 into 2026. It can be about a message, or it could just be in this year, within this year somewhere. There could be a message. This could also just be about guiding. Okay, to just get, this is coming into Christmas season, that saying, every time a bell rings, an angel grows its wings. So perhaps a guide, like, it kind of is like a guide doing its job. It's from that movie, isn't it? It's a Wonderful Life. And, his guide is, showing him, what life would be without him. And so his guide's done the job that he was tasked to do, and perhaps grew the wings into becoming an angel. So perhaps something to do with that. Like your guide's done their job. You're on the right path. Your legacy is being made. That's what that's kind of reminding me of. Okay, so let's do all of the ones within the year. We have a drink, which is again about vacation, but again with both, especially with this chalice here, that can be celebration. But this one specifically reminds me of a vacation, because it looks like that kind of drink. But also with 2 drinks here, I think that can be about being mindful not to overindulge. That can be, a sign of the ego as well, keeping the ego in check. Also, that can be about, we did see, there's a lot about self-discipline, knowing that you've come a long way with it, but there is always, room to grow. So to still not give up on it. still keep moving forward in your journey with self-discipline. I did just bite my tongue, actually, so that could also have to be doing with that. Be mindful not to bite your own tongue. Again, that's about being discerning with what you express, but not being afraid to express yourself in the right time. Okay, so let's start off here. We have this, which is about clarity. And that was right between, I'll have to check back and put it up. It was kind of between, I think, Capricorn and Aquarius, perhaps more so in Capricorn. So that can be, that's the end of the year. That's sort of December energy, isn't it? Or Sagittarius, December, in Capricorn. April. So that's January. So the beginning of the year. We have, so it's like January, February. So some kind of clarity comes to you within that period. Also seeing different perspectives. I'm actually seeing it from this angle, and I don't know if you'd be able to see that quite, but how, you know, the different cuts. I'm being reminded of, and I was actually just recently in a reading I watched, stalactites and stalagmites. They always remind me of like inner wisdom. And sometimes they're like crystalline, which always, yeah, again reminds me of like being able to see different perspectives. That's why caves always remind me so much of the hermit, because it's like that hermit journey that so much inner wisdom is gained, and it's like all the mineral rich water in a cave system, and those crystals that form are like very much so able to see from so many perspectives, you know, the light rays that can like shine through those stones. And so that's why I always get with crystals, you know, seeing the full spectrum. And also like shining that inner light, that inner wisdom, sharing the wisdoms you have. But also, again, clarity, especially with the Seven of Cups. Like, clarity will come to you. Know that as things arise, you know, don't let it throw you and scatter you. Stay collected and know that you will make the right choice no matter what you choose, and clarity will come to you. We have, it's both in Pisces, but also kind of at this last quarter of the moon, a ladybug or a ladybird, whatever you may call it. So that is about luck again, which is interesting with this being right here. Trusting luck is on your side. Good karma is playing out with you, especially I keep getting the wheel energy, the wheel of fortune, even though it wasn't present. I got it in your meditation. I got it within the reading. So things are turning in your favor and luck is on your side. And just trust the process. Okay, we have both in Gemini, but also sort of towards the new moon, we have a star here. So I think again it's about not making yourself feel small, allowing yourself to shine, and knowing you have this inner wisdom even in the dark, kind of like the caves again. You have so much wisdom. I think some of you are light workers, and have wisdom to share, to guide others, to be a guiding light. And this might be done through means of communication, perhaps. That can be starting a channel, starting a blog. It can be, there's like many possibilities, but something, we have my cat Layla here saying hi. She is a beautiful cat. She's got a blue and a green eye. I believe they call them odd-eyed cats. I always like the saying that they can see into both realms. But so yeah, through means of communication, I'm kind of getting, perhaps some of you are animal whisperers in a way, able to, or perhaps you'll get a familiar as well throughout the year. Or maybe some of you can communicate, like are mediums, and able to communicate with those who are on the other side, but definitely something about communication and guiding. Okay, and then for Leo season, but also the not quite the first quarter of the moon, heading towards the first quarter of the moon, I guess the first eighth of the moon. We have a hot cocoa. So that can be about developing that inner fire, about energy work, especially with Leo. That's the sun. And pranayama, that's really coming through with pranayama, to really hone the energy within your body. But also, just about enjoying the moment, enjoying the present moment. This hot chocolate does say hot. If that will clear up here. So it does say hot there. So, being careful, you don't want to burn yourself. So perhaps you don't want to burn yourself out if you're taking on a lot around this time period. But also that can be just about the ego again. Being mindful of what you consume also, because it's like it burns your lips. Being mindful of what you say, again about that discernment with what you choose to express and what's just for you. Okay, and it looks like that's it here. So I want to wish you a beautiful 2025. It looks like it is going to be a wonderful time period for you. Big changes. I feel a lot of good karma coming your way. So just believe, trust the process. I just got the song, Gotta Have Faith. I also just got a tribal energy. I don't know what that was about. An image of like a tribal sun, the sun rays on this. It's also the sun rays again. The sun rays are important. I haven't hit the mark on that. But something interesting about the sun and sun rays is it's like all directions, all the paths. But it all is a part of the sun. And time, like the time it takes sun rays to hit Earth, So divine timing. Things happen in divine timing, no matter what direction you take. So trust that you are on the right path. Alright. Yeah, because I did also get the phrase, all roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to your path. They are all part of the unfolding of your path and meant to be, so trust that. Alright. Well, I want to thank you so much for being a part of my journey and welcoming me to be a part of your journey as well. And until next time, lovely folk,